Hello there. So this is one of my first videos. Actually, it is the first video that I am doing after I have left Toronto. I left Toronto last night and it was a comedy of errors. Shows you what happens if you're not fully prepared. But truth be told, it's almost impossible to be fully prepared for something as daunting as and as involved as the journey that I am embarking on. I'm not even going to say about to embark on, because I think I started this journey about a month and a half ago, possibly even 6 months ago, possibly even a year and a half ago, when the remnants of it began forming in my mind. And then it's just been one thing after another. I'm going to just take this video and talk about my feelings and a couple of things that have transpired along the way. Ultimately, I want to be able to come back with you and talk about how you can become more resilient, go off grid, or not even off grid if you don't want to, but in an age where we live in uncertainty increasingly, so we're looking for ways to gain more certainty. And for me, having lived off of the state, the government, and the services that the government provides, such as electricity, such as jobs, such as food, water, and comfort, shelter, I feel are more at risk now than any other time that I've been alive, or near to when I've been alive. But what we and I are experiencing has happened before in history, and that's largely what I'm drawing upon as I make this move. So this move is to become more resilient, to become able to live on my own terms, and not on the terms of, in this particular case, during the pandemic, the terms of the government. The terms of the government are that if you do this, then we will do this for you. That quid pro quo coming from the government just doesn't sound right at all. The government is supposed to be saying, should we jump? Could you tell us how high? And during my lifetime, that's never happened. I've never actually seen the government actually say that. But that is the definition of government. The definition of a politician, the definition of politics is to serve the people, taking care of the affairs of the people. Taking draconian measures is not taking care of the affairs of the people. So there's a number of different planes here. One is your health, your own body. Another is shelter, food, water, electricity, the things that we rely on. Another dimension is money and survivability into the future. I do think that things will begin to work out in our favor, where as a libertarian, we will be able to exercise our rights and civil liberties that we are due. But I think, as with each government that is watching itself eat itself to death, it's almost like a chained tiger or a cornered tiger. When it knows that its time is about to come to an end, or a snake, it takes one last shot at survivability. And our governments around the world are going to take one last shot. The problem is they're going to come in several meaningful shots, and if we're not ready, it's going to affect us in, I hope not, but it could affect us in a grave manner. There are a few who will do very well and thrive in this environment at the top, but the vast majority of us, I'd say the 99%, perhaps that's a lower number, are going to feel the brunt of it. And if we're not ready, we're going to feel the brunt even more. So this move of mine out of a city, I've lived in all the big cities in the world, London, New York, Toronto, and have been very fortunate to have lived in those cities. I think it's time that I move out of the city because the city is so dependent. We are so dependent on the city. It's such a dependent existence. And as a founder of a company, and as a person who has experienced quite a bit in my very short lifetime, I feel that whenever I've shocked my system and shocked the processes or the methods that I've been living within, whenever I've gotten comfortable, I've gotten complacent, and I fell behind. So this is a way for me to proverbially take the bull by the horns, or take my actions into my own hands and change things up a little bit. Not for the sake of change, but for the sake of learning something new, giving myself a better shot at raising money for my startup, and at the same time, as I'm doing all of these things, learning something new, taking my best shot, I'm also learning, going to be teaching and showing you that for a guy who's lived in the comforts of a city all of his life, in the comforts of shelter all of his life, you basically go out, earn money, and you pay for stuff. I think for the first time that is not going to be the case, and it's going to be basically living off the land, living within communities of like-minded people, and learning how to survive and be resilient. That word resilient is going to come up a lot, and I think it's a very, it's a key word. It's a very cool word, and I think it should be at the forefront, because resilience in the matter that I speak in is much deeper than just the word meaning itself. So resilience in money, resilience in health, resilience in eating good food, resilience in anything else, whatever you can think of. That will be the theme of this, at least first part of the leg of this journey. I'm going to leave it here, and I'm going to do another video on some of the tasks and some of the challenges that I incurred while getting into my RV, and sort of the timeline. And so we'll talk about that then. Thank you.